2020 is in sight, coming fast and commanding faster. A rapid-fire software delivery paradigm where go, no-go decisions are made in seconds, not minutes, and battles for customer loyalty are as quick as a click. You're leading the charge towards tomorrow's tomorrow, building trust, bulldozing silos, and driving change that transforms, because you see it coming. In 2020, it's not just what you do that matters, it's can the world around you keep up, which is why Taking 2020 starts today, with tools that never stop working and never stop progress, keeping pace, keeping ahead, and keeping outcomes in clear view. The continuous testing environment of tomorrow starts right now. Yes! Zephyr, the most trusted software testing solution in the world.
Well, I'm the Chief Product Officer with Zephyr. I'm Hamesh Chawla. It's a pleasure to be here with all of you, and I'm looking forward to talk to many of you after the presentation as well. So let's get started. All right. So as I was putting this presentation, it reminded me of Dr. Edward Deming. It's pretty strange. From my grad school days. And Dr. Deming was known as an incremental pioneer, back in the World War II days, where he led Japan's manufacturing to more world-class products after World War II. And his words are even more profit today. The whole notion of incremental improvements goes way back into 1960s. The concept of doing an activity, taking measurements, learning from it, delivering it, and taking measurements again is so key to how we look at our businesses today and how we deliver products. Don't get scared. When my head of marketing put this slide for me, he said, Hamesh, it's meant to scare you. Don't get scared. The key theme here is, folks, that if we don't adapt ourselves to this data realm of measure and iterate, we are not setting ourselves up for success as businesses and products. And that is a key theme here. I went to the App Store and I started looking at the application growth. It's from 2016 to 2020, we are looking at a 73% growth. That's tremendous. That's huge. More importantly, when we talk to our customers and prospects, we are looking at organizations from every industry right now, looking at software to deliver value. They want software to be more competitive, they want software to be more innovative, and that's how they want to differentiate. But this is all great. But what this is doing is that it's putting a lot of pressure on IT and enterprises today. Because the speed of implementation of these apps is not matching up with the speed of growth. The backlogs are increasing. And thus, there is a greater need, folks, to have smarter development practices, to have smarter software delivery practices. Because even the cost of not having defects early in the process is going to lengthen your time to deliver, and it's going to backfire on your backlogs. Help. Tremendous growth. Competition is high. Your speed is not matching up with the growth of the apps that you're seeing. So how do we stay ahead of the curve? Let's walk through that journey today. You all are aware of the traditional software delivery model. This is not new to any of you. When I started my first job, I was at Cisco as a software developer. Right? And there used to be a PRD written for 3 months, then given to development for 3 months, then functional testing, then integration testing, then regression testing, and then the code would go into a branch, that'll go into a master branch. The whole process took about 9 months, to say the least, or a year, right? And when the feedback came from the customer, the developers had moved on. They had either left the company or they had moved on to other projects. There was no way to rapidly iterate. There was no feedback loop. This has got to change. And I know many of you are changing this already in your organizations. And if you're not, this is a moment. We have to embrace, team, the continuous software delivery model. We have to deliver our products in small and frequent increments. We have to learn and we have to iterate. We have to have connections between production and development. This is key to how we look at our products and businesses today in this new world. If you talk to anybody in my company at Zephyr today, I'm a big fan of MVP. When I first introduced MVP, there's a big fan of a basketball player in my company, and there's Hamesh, it's the most valuable player. And I really said that it's truly the minimum viable approach, right? And I'm a big fan of it. Because truly it's all about getting your products early to the market, getting feedback, and iterating on it, and making your products better. It's like somebody gave me an example of a coffee mug. They said, you can still drink coffee from a mug without a handle. You can put out a mug without a handle, and then put the handle later. And that's the approach that we need to think for our products to innovate and to make them better. But you will say, Hamesh, yeah, you talk about it, you'll touch about Agile, lean practices, MVP. But the key theme, folks, in all of this is very important ingredient that I've learned, and I've had scars from this, is collaboration. Collaboration between teams, collaboration across teams, to align this whole methodologies together. And this is a moment for me, to introduce Atlassian to you, right? And many of you may have already known Atlassian. Because when I think of collaboration, the company that comes to my mind is Atlassian. And it's done pretty well, right? It's built tools, it saw the massive trend towards Agile. It seized that opportunity, and it built tools to empower collaboration between teams and across teams, right? With their suite of Jira, Confluence, and others. And its proof is in the pudding. They have about 114,000 global customers today, Atlassian. It's phenomenal growth. Enter Zephyr. I don't know if any of you or many of you have heard about Zephyr here in this room, but I wanted to take this moment to introduce Zephyr to all of you. Zephyr was a startup started by development and QA to help build tools for development and QA. The sole mission was that we want to enable teams to spend less time testing and more time building. Right? We believe that testing needs to be as agile as development in this new world of MVPs and agile and lean practices. And that's our motto. And if you look at what we have done, we have been with Atlassian step by step for the last 10 years, lockstep with our products, with them, to promote collaboration, to promote testing agility. And we have done pretty well. We are now the world's largest test management solution. We have about 18,000 plus customers. We are 5 million plus users across 100 plus countries. And what we believe in is that we earn the trust of our customers through the ease of use of our products, innovation leadership, and time to market. And that's what they love us for. And if you look at the Atlassian ecosystem today, I just wanted to put this together and show you that with every product that they have today out in the marketplace or the products that they have built, we have our products side by side with them. So whether it be Jira, whether it be Confluence, whether it be Bamboo, whether it be any automation, we are residing with them to promote our testing agility and collaboration with Atlassian. And our mission is truly to lead all our enterprise clients to continuous testing agility. But because folks, as I spoke about continuous software delivery about a couple of slides back, you cannot achieve continuous software delivery without continuous testing agility. So you need to have that embraced in your organizations. And that's why we show you then how they are all in lockstep. And we are there to help our enterprise clients to achieve that. Again, when I saw this, I shuddered a bit, and I said, I want to share this pain with all of you as well. So I said, I should put this slide out. But again, the key message is that, all of us need to start to embrace this continuous software delivery as a new maze of delivering products and making innovation. Otherwise, we are not setting ourselves up for success from now to 2020. So how do we get there, team? How do we, it's one thing to say, how do we take you through this journey, right? There are 4 pillars that we see at Zephyr today, around which we build our products and around which we align our roadmap. The 4 pillars are being agile, automation, DevOps, and analytics. And I'm going to touch on each one of these pillars as I go in the presentation, around how we make these products to promote collaboration and continuous testing agility. Being agile is not a foreign term to any one of you in this room. But the key here that I wanted to emphasize is that we need to still promote these practices in our organization. Small teams with KPIs, right? Increments in the products, learning and iterating is the key in how you're going to move fast with your products. But this slide actually surprised me when this information was put together. I was not expecting this. The rate of adoption of Agile is still not that high. Many organizations are still depending on tools like Google Docs and Excel. There is a growing trend towards Atlassian and Jira that we see, but this trend has to grow more, right? And this is where Zephyr is actually standing right with Atlassian and Jira to say, as you are growing in this trend, we are there with you to support on the testing agility and collaboration with you, right there. And as we dug into why, what are the challenges, what are the reasons, right? It's a broad spectrum. But the key, folks, is the focus that we put as leaders in our organizations, right? In the KPIs that we align with our objectives, our goals in the organization to help our team members. Our team members are ready, but are we aligning with our goals and objectives? It's very important. And that's the number one reason we need to promote this in the organization. Having touched that, let me talk about automation. I can spend the entire day today talking about automation to you. Because when I started with my small team to say, let's adopt an MVP approach, it was a failure, I'll tell you. After 6 months, they said, Hamesh, this does not work. And you know why? Yeah, I had a nice self-composition of team. I had end-to-end product designer, data analyst, development, QA, operations, all working together. And I said, I want to deliver an iteration in 15 days. I want to show a minimum viable product to a customer every month. I couldn't achieve it. Why? No automation. Automation is such a key in every step of your delivery infrastructure today to achieve any of these practices. We're fooling ourselves if we are saying we are agile, but we don't have automation. It's a recipe for failure. And so that's the point that I want to really hone in from this slide, team. And again, what we see is the adoption is not high. And why is that? Because teams are heads down delivering releases. And we say, develop automation. They say it'll take 3 more days. And management says, no, sorry, we need to hit the timelines. Second is, automation does not cover everything. Manual testing still needs to be done because your architecture is not microservices. So that's, again, a disappointment. Third is, we talk to some companies. They say, we have 100,000, 200,000 test cases. Where do we start? We don't know. So all these are compounding the problem, and the adoption is still not going up to the extent that we would like. So we at Zephyr recognize this pain point, right? And our second goal was to align our products or build our products to address this pain point. And I'll touch a bit about predictive analytics later, but I think the first problem set, we help you to identify the test cases that you should automate from your millions of test cases with our product analytics and your machine learning framework. And I'll touch upon that a little later in detail. So that's one. The second key point is that we say, go use any automation tool that you want, be it Selenium, be it Appium, be it Eggplant, be it Cucumber. We are going to integrate with any automation tool. We have the parsers out of the box. We'll bring the results onto our platform in a seamless manner. You don't have to do anything. It's one click. Once you have achieved your goals of automation, the next step of transition, what I see is DevOps. So you cannot suddenly tomorrow stand up and say, I want to have a DevOps. You need to first look at your infrastructure and meet the goals of automation. DevOps to me is a philosophy, it's a culture change. It's a culture change on how do you compose your teams. In the last presentation, somebody was asking, should data analyst or product designer have the same role, right? And what I do is, in these teams, when I took a look at the composition, we have a data analyst, we have a designer, we have a product guy, we have 2 devs, 1 automation, and 1 ops running as one team bound to KPIs of a product. Right? And unicorns today are really stepping up this game in the world of DevOps and are showing us the way how to get there. So what I call here is the shift left movement, right from DevOps. Traditionally, development has not been responsible for testing and really making a connection with the operations to put code into the production. It's always been developing, and then saying bye-bye, and I'm done. But the shift left movement is all about putting that accountability, putting that empowerment onto development to take code to production and creating that connection between production and development. Right? And that's a culture shift. That's sort of a talent shift. That's a composition shift that needs to happen if you truly want to say, I want to be DevOps. At the end, it's one team. The failure or success is part of that team. There's nothing like, you didn't tell me, or I didn't tell you, or I didn't get this information. There's no handoffs. There's no handoffs in this team. It's one team that meets and delivers the product, KPI. This is where, Zephyr, when we looked at the DevOps pipeline, we found a missing gap. We said, great, there are lovely DevOps pipelines which are connecting between your features to builds, to commits, to testing, to then deployment, and then finally to production and monitoring. But we also recognize that you will not be automated tomorrow. You will still have a component of functional testing and integration testing and manual testing. It takes time. But then how are you creating that linkage of those areas in your DevOps pipeline is what we wanted to address. So we came up with this unified view of DevOps, wherein we say, okay, we're going to link with your features, with your builds, with your commits, with your code coverage, and we'll link our functional testing and integration testing with that element as well, just to give you a complete unified view of what's happening in your pipeline. This even becomes very interesting because as I speak to the heads of the organizations, they say, great, but I have these 20 projects and I want to have one view of what's happening in my delivery pipeline as per the KPIs. Is my code coverage as per my KPI? Is my static analysis as per my KPI? Is my automation as per my KPI? And we provide this view and you can then drill into any of these views and see your entire pipeline connecting together. After you have addressed the whole notion of DevOps, the logical next step that we figure out is the analytics part, right? We are collecting a lot of data from DevOps pipeline. We are collecting a lot of data from testing, test cases, executions. That's a perfect opportunity for us, right, to truly mine that data and now enter into the realm of predictive software delivery rather than being reactive. Right? Today, it's all sort of, a reactive. In the middle of the release, you realize I'm running out of resources. What should I do to meet my timelines? How can we use the data that we have from historical releases and historical products to help you in more in a predictive fashion? And so our clients today, are looking to us to say, how can we leverage the AI techniques that you're doing, the machine learning that you're doing, and help us optimize our pipeline and make our process more faster, more smoother. And data is a priority right now. AI is a priority right now, right? I mean, I look back 5 or 6 years, the development used to always treat data as afterthought, security as afterthought. Right now, you have chief analytics officers also in the organizations, just because the focus is that we have to pay attention to this. When you write a piece of code, you are paying attention to instrumentation, putting data points in, because that's the key of how you're going to learn and iterate. And we at Zephyr have built up advanced analytics in addition to any of the regular analytics and dashboards today. Right? So we have a machine learning framework. We collect the data from all the pipelines, and we build this predictive analytics portfolio of products that we have to help you optimize your pipeline, your automation, and your other testing aspects. And I want to touch on some of the use cases. We don't have, and we have about 10 or 12 use cases that we have come out with as respect to our AI and predictive analytics. But among 3 of them or 4 of them here that I've put together, one is plan versus actual executions. Right? As you're moving towards a release and you have executions assigned in terms of testing, in terms of your sprints, what if we can tell you in the middle of the release to say, I think you will not meet your plan? Why? Because we have collected data from past few releases, and this is the trend we see based on your executions, how much testing that you've done, how much development that you have done. And what are the levers that you can use to avoid that? Right. The other could be the hot test cases, right? In terms of the test cases that always run, that the executions are huge, that are always creating defects for you. If we can tell you upfront to say, these are the 20 hot test cases that you should look at. If we can predict the number of defects for you for the following release, to say, based on these features, based on these requirements, we think that you will still have 200 defects in the next release. That starts to give you a little bit of a more proactive planning, right, with our analytics, rather than just saying, this is what you see at this time. And we do offer excellent real-time analytics, but we also wanted to take it a notch further to give you some more predictions to help you plan better. That's pretty much what I had, team, with Zephyr for testing today and tomorrow, right? Clearly, step up the game, It's all about being agile, automation, DevOps, and predictive analytics. We are here to drive this continuous agility. I'm very passionate about it. As you know, my friend here was asking me about my passion. And we are here to support you. I'm here to talk to you. Tom is here, and my other colleague, Karthik, is here also. Happy to share after this talk. Thank you very much.